welcome to this edition of our Friday Facebook Live. My name is Lydia Martin. I'm the Chief Communications Officer here in St. Lucie Public Schools. So welcome to all of our viewers. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be listening to our Deputy Superintendent, Dr. John Prince, and our Director of Student Assignment, Michelle Jerger, and they're going to share some important information about student enrollment and a great event, the Kindergarten Roundup. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Prince.
Welcome. I'm very excited to be here today. It's like a live TV show. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm excited about it. But what we're going to be talking today about is enrolling your child in one of our public schools in St. Lucie County. And particularly, we're going to be focusing on kindergarten enrollment. You know, as everybody knows, we've had the pandemic, which has been global in many of our schools, well, across the country. Some have been virtual and some have been brick and mortar. And we're almost fully brick and mortar at this time with about 72% of our students in school. But last year, when we had, or the beginning of the year, when we had the pandemic, many parents kept their children home, especially those kindergarten age students, because of the situation that was going on in the country and also in our public schools, and the concerns about the safety of their children. We completely understand that. However, we anticipate this year that many of those students will be returning to us, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to have a big push now to enroll, particularly our kindergarten students, or those students that might be, the parents held them back last year and would be enrolling this year. And the reason that's important is so we get an idea of how many of those children we have so that we can provide them additional services, especially once the school year starts. And we're going to be in the planning stages, so we want to make sure that those children are taken care of. So with that being said, I'm going to be turning this over to our Director of Student Assignment, Michelle Jerger, and she's going to take our parents today through what the process is for enrolling your child and exactly what you need. And then we're going to go through maybe some frequently asked questions that parents might have prior to enrolling their children. Just want to remind you too that although we're having a big push in this particular conversation on kindergarten, this applies to all public school students. And if they're siblings of kindergartners, we want to make sure that those students get enrolled in a timely fashion as well. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Jerger.
Thank you. I really want to focus today on kindergarten, and because it's that time of year, it's the time to go ahead and get your kindergartner enrolled for open enrollment. You do not want to wait for August. It is time to get your child enrolled. And we have some new initiatives. We are doing a kindergarten roundup, and we're looking to increase our communication and collaboration and community outreach to everyone. We want to ensure that everyone has access to us and able to get the information that they need in order to get their child enrolled. So let me share with you our kindergarten roundup days. We will be out in the community in the green zone, red zone, and blue zone on April 21st, April 22nd, and the 23rd. We'll be at Sam Gaines Academy in the gymnasium. We'll be at Centennial in the auditorium, and Southport in their gymnasium. This is the perfect opportunity to get that individualized attention that you need to get your child enrolled. Not only that, we will also have the opportunity to give your child a backpack so they're prepared for August. Not only in that backpack, they'll have some school supplies. If you refer someone, we'll also give that person a swag bag. So there's a great opportunity to come and meet with people at our event. Again, free backpacks for those kindergartners that are registering and a free swag bag to get all swaggy for the new year. So, who can start kindergarten? Any child who will be 5 on or before September 1st can attend kindergarten. We want those babies in school right away. And as Dr. Prince mentioned earlier, if you did not start your kindergartner this August and kept them home, we definitely understand that, but it's time to send them to us now. It's time to get that kindergartner enrolled. So those are the students who can come to kindergarten. You are the people that we want to see on April 21st, April 22nd, and the 23rd. will be at Gaines Academy, Centennial, or Southport. We'll have multilingual people there to help you, speaking Spanish, Creole, Italian, Portuguese, French. Every single person will be able to be assisted at this event. Please come and see us. If your child has an IEP, we will have exceptional student education there. If you're not sure what an IEP is, come out and talk to us. We can tell you a little bit more about it. Transportation will be at this event also. Think of this like a back to school event. This is an opportunity for you to meet with every single department that is integral in getting your child enrolled in school. They'll be providing information and assistance regarding transportation. Our registered nurses will be on hand also and will review school health information. So what should I bring? Well, bring your original birth certificate for that kindergartner and 2 proofs of address. Now, if you don't have this on hand, you're driving by and like, oh gosh, I forgot about the event. I don't have the birth certificate or the proof of address. Stop in and see us anyway, because we can still start the application for you. It's more important for us to know that you have a kindergartner that's going and start in August so that we can assist you and get that application ready and get all the services needed for your child. So those are our big events, though. The kindergarten roundup is our big events, which is on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. But student assignment staff will be at the schools, and we will be having extended hours for our kindergarten roundup from 11 to 7. So any parent who is a working parent, you can't make it during our normal business hours here at the district office from 8 to 4, come to that event at the roundup or come visit us at one of the schools. You do not have to have a child attending one of these schools to come and see student assignment staff. Just come and see us. We'll be in the front office. We'll greet you and make sure we get your application taken care of for you. Now, I keep talking about open enrollment and getting your application done. There's many different applications that you can do. So what are my school choices? I can do a zone school, which are our red, blue, or green, or I can apply for a traditional magnet school, Fairlawn, FK Suite, or Lincoln Park Academy, or attend one of our MSAP magnet schools, which focuses on the science, technology, arts, and math, which is CAST, Gaines Academy, and West Prep Academy. But for the roundup, we're really focused on our zones. So how do I know what zone I live in? If I live north of Midway Road, my zone is green. If I live south of Midway, but west of the Turnpike, my zone is red. If I am south of Midway Road and east of the Turnpike, my zone is blue. Why is that important? It's important because that's how you make your school choice. A parent can limit their choices within their subzone and rank order their choices in the order of their preference. While we provide you sibling preference, you'll also be able to make selections of schools where you live 2 miles from, and transportation is guaranteed as long as you live in that zip code. So let's take a look at the green zone. In the green zone, if my zip code is 34951, I am guaranteed transportation in my subzone green 1. But guess what? I can attend any school in the green zone, but you are guaranteed transportation when you select the school in your subzone, whether it's green 1 or green 2, based off of the zip code in which you live in. We also have our blue zone. And again, you can limit your zones in the order of your preference. If you are living in the green or red zone, you would rank order those schools in the order of your preference. So if Bayshore is my first choice, I would list that as number 1, Manatee number 2, Okemuk number 3, or if I'm in the red zone, I would list those in the order of my preference. And here we have blue zone. So again, the nice thing about school choice is that you have the opportunity to select more than one school than what you live closest to. It really gives the parent the opportunity to tailor that child's school experience based off of what they would like.
All right. Thank you, Michelle, or Mrs. Jerger. I should be calling you Ms. Jerger. So Mrs. Jerger, this is, I would like to say maybe this is the playful banter part of the episode, but instead we're going to do frequently asked questions, and these are some of the questions that Mrs. Jerger commonly gets in student assignment. So I'll rattle off a couple of questions. This has not been rehearsed, just going to throw that out there, but hopefully you'll be able to answer them all for me. First of all, how old do students need to be to start kindergarten?
You need to be 5 on or before September 1st. We do have 6th graders that start kindergarten because they have that late birthday. So if your child turns 6 this year because they have that September 2nd date, they are going to start kindergarten.
All right, so my next question is, it said on the presentation that I have to have a birth certificate.
Yes.
Do I need to have my birth certificate in hand to come to one of these events?
No. We just want to know that your child is coming. We would prefer for you to have it because you can be done with us all at one time. But if you don't have it, it's okay. Come out and see us anyway. The ladies there and the gentlemen there that are going to be helping you with your application will help you get everything completed.
All right, so Mrs. Jerger, let's say that I don't speak English, or let's say if folks watching this right now, they have a friend that doesn't speak English. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me one more time, like what kind of languages would be spoken at this event for those families that need that help?
Absolutely. We have staff in student assignment. We are always fully staffed with people who speak Spanish, Creole, French, Italian, and Portuguese. So we are able to accommodate any parent. A lot of times we find parents want to bring an interpreter, but we want to talk directly to the parent because we want to ensure that they understand what we're explaining to them.
One of the biggest frustrations that I think some of our families have is literally dealing with things online, on the computer, logging in, all those kind of things, registering my student. Will there be any support for parents that struggle with computers at this event?
Absolutely. We will have one-on-one attention for every single person who comes in there to do an application. You'll have your individual tablet in front of you, and we will have someone designated right there with you in your language to speak with you to help you through that application all the way through. If you have no experience with computers, that's okay. We'll take care of you.
So also, I can't make it to the kindergarten roundup. Can I still get the free backpack if I do the application that day?
Yes, you show up to any one of our events where a student assignment is going to be, we will ensure that you get a backpack or a swag bag.
All right, I'm just going to say real quick to the audience, I have seen what's in the swag bag, and I'm pretty excited about it. So also, if I go to one of the other locations, there were some other locations at the school centers.
Yes.
Let's say I can't get off work or I can't participate in one of those 3 events, but I go to the school center that's closest to me on those specific days. Can I get one of those swag bags and backpacks if I do that as well on those dates?
Absolutely, absolutely. For example, on the 27th, we'll be at St. Lucie Elementary, which is in the green zone. I'll have 3 staff members there. Also, our office will still be open at the district office, but you will get, if you go to St. Lucie Elementary, we'll make sure that you get a swag bag or a book bag.
So something else I noticed in your presentation, that you had to bring some proof of address.
Yes.
I know some of our families have had difficulties, especially with the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Some of our families have lost jobs. Some of our families are living with family members or neighbors or relatives, and they don't have any bills in their name. How can we support those families?
Well, the thing is do not let your current living situation prohibit you from coming to see us, because we have ways of helping you. Whether you have a proof of address, whether you even have a roof over your head, student assignment can assist you with ensuring that your child has a school to go to. So never let the apprehension of you not having everything you need stop you from coming to see us, because we have ways of helping you. So don't have a proof of address, come see me. You don't have birth certificate, come see me. Doesn't matter. What we want to know is, do you have a child that needs to start school for August? And we want to know that now.
This is a challenge I was confronted with. I mean, I've lived in our district now. This is my 6th year, but I have multiple. I have children, not just one, but I have multiple kids. And I also had a child that started kindergarten when I first arrived here, and I had a child that was already in school. Do we have sibling preference so that my kids can make sure that they go to school at the same school if they are similar in age?
Yes, for the applications that we're taking for your zone, we offer sibling preference. What that means is that you already have a child already attending the school and you have a child that's entering. You do your application earlier. The earlier the better, the more flexibility we have to ensure that your siblings attend the same school.
And I know we've also had issues for whatever reason. I've got 2 children, they go to different schools. How can I get my kids going to the same school if they are going to different schools at this time?
Right. So there's 2 ways in order to help a family get their children into the same school. One is through a choice application. The choice application allows you to select all the schools within your zone and rank order those so that we can get the children in the school together. But let's say you're happy with where they are currently. You just want to see if there's an opportunity for them to attend a different school. And that would be a wait list. The wait list allows the student to be able to stay in their current school until a seat becomes available in the school that they're looking for. And so what we do is we wait to see if a seat becomes available. If the seat becomes available, we look at that wait list and say who's next on the wait list, and we offer it to that student.
Now, I know that my son was a student that rode a bus at one time. What's the criteria for me to know if I'm going to have bus transportation to a school?
As long as you are selecting a school within your zone, within your transportation service area, like green 1, green 2, red 1, red 2, you will be provided transportation as long as you do not live less than 2 miles to the school. So if you live more than 2 miles to the school, you will be guaranteed transportation.
Okay. So this is, I think, a very, very important question for many of our families. Next year, in fact, almost all of the districts on the Treasure Coast and in South Florida, our neighboring counties, have already announced that we're going to be full brick and mortar next year. We're returning to normal next year. With regards to face-to-face instruction. We know that our students really need that face-to-face instruction. Let's say that I'm a parent and I still don't feel comfortable sending my child back to face-to-face school next year. What options do those children or what options do those families have for school next year if I don't feel comfortable sending my child back to school?
Absolutely. St. Lucie Public Schools has a virtual school option called Mosaic Digital Academy, and that would be an option that we would offer our families in order to be able to keep their child at home and still have St. Lucie Public Schools teachers available to them. So you can contact them directly. That number for Mosaic Digital Academy is 429-5504.
Okay. And I'm going to say that one more time, 772-429-5504, and that's to Mosaic Digital Academy, and you have to contact them directly in order to get your child considered for enrollment there.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that kind of concludes, I think, some of our most important questions that families have, but I do know that there might be some other questions out there that maybe we're not aware of that parents might want to ask. So, Ms. Martin, do we have any questions that you think are pertinent?
We actually have not had any questions submitted, which means that you guys have done a fabulous job.
Yay.
However, I do know that there have been a few questions that have been asked, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask you those. One of them is about when does the actual open enrollment period end?
So we've already had our first open enrollment, which began March 1st through the 30th, and we are in our second open enrollment right now. So your opportunity to get your application done is from April 1st, which has passed, through April 30th, only 30 days in this month. So yeah, April 30th is the last day to get it in for the second wave. And you want to get it in as early as possible because that's when the bulk of the seats are open. So Come see us April 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Those are important dates. And again, our office at the district office is always open from 8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Ms. Martin, may I ask a question? I know you're the host with the most.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. One question that I forgot to ask that I was thinking about the other day because I had the question posed to me in my community. Are students allowed to attend a school outside of their zone?
So yes, we have many different tools in order to assist families with getting into school of their choice, depending on the grade level. So there's different options for high school, there's different options for middle school, but for elementary, since that's where our focus is today, elementary, we have things called hardship for employed parents, we have medical transfers. These are specialized transfers based off of the parent and the student's specific need. So if you have a unique situation that needs consideration for assignment, you can contact Student Assignment and speak to an assignment counselor, and we would love to have that conversation with you to determine which process would best fit your specific needs.
Okay.
One other question that I'd like to ask is, if parents attend one of the kindergarten roundup event dates, how soon would they then get their child's assignment?
Well, the thing with the online application is immediate. You put that application in, but what I want you to understand is that every single application is reviewed by an assignment counselor. So it is not just an application. We understand that that application translates into a child. So each person's application will be reviewed, and that takes a little time to ensure that we have everything in there and all the information is correct. So the notification for your child's school enrollment will happen 4 to 6 weeks after the last day of open enrollment. So we're talking about, if the last day of enrollment is April 30th, you'll find out by the end of May what your child's school assignment is.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much. And I just want to wrap up by just reminding everybody about the Kindergarten Roundup next week that is taking place on April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Once again, with those extended hours from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. You do have a choice of attending on Wednesday that event at Sam Gaines Academy. On Thursday, we will be at Centennial High School. And then on Friday, we'll be at Southport Middle School. So we are spread out all along the county, and we really are hoping that you are going to make it to one of those events. So I'd like to thank our guests today, Dr. John Prince, our Deputy Superintendent, and our Director of Student Enrollment. Our student assignment is Michelle Jerger. And so once again, thank you so much, and we hope to see you next time on another edition of our Friday Facebook Live.